Good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Inspired Tribe. Welcome to the Inspired live stream here on the Inspired channel. I'm Jean Nolan. This is Christine Nolan, the wise voice behind the camera. And we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. This has been the mantra. It's live stream number 187, I believe, and we're still healthy, wealthy, whole, and free. This is of the utmost important, people. And it is Tuesday, July 20th, 2021, W-O-N, also very important, W-O-N, 21. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us for a very, 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 very important live stream, a very important topic. It's literally now or never, and we're going to dive into it. I want to first welcome everyone who's already here. I saw Tina Adams. I saw Brittany Sullivan. Hey, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Frank from Germany's tuning in. Raquel, Gary here and present. Barb is in. So some of the the original tribesters here.
Oh, there are already 2 thumbs down before we started.
And some of the new. Oh yeah, we also appreciate all the thumbs up, and we always get those thumbs down before the live stream even starts. Oh, whatever. But I just wanted to say we appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. It's an important, very important live stream. We feel those energetic, pivotal moments coming up, and when something is building, and it's really important to express it. And we know this is collective energy. It's not just us here. It's not just me sitting here and thinking about this. This is coming through, and this is highly important. Let me welcome a few more people. Hey, Ellen, a.k.a. Siobhan. Hey, Vitomir. Hey, Daniela. Hey, who's else? Tina's already been here. Alpha and the Omega. I love that. Stardust Diamond. Good rising. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Again, introduce yourself in a live chat. Connect with each other. It's very important. That's what this is here for. Also, we just wanted you to know the Inspired Tribe is really just a collective of beautiful, like-hearted, like-minded people that desire to connect with each other. There's no program. There's no belief system. You are who you are. You are a unique expression. We love that. But this is a place where we can all connect and you can all connect. That's what the Inspired Tribe is about. But let me dive into why this is so important, what's happening. And it truly is now or never. It is now or never. We're at this point in our time, and the clearer we become about this, the clearer our path forward becomes. And I'd like to start with a little childhood story, something that I did as a kid so often. I remember lying in bed. And it must have started pretty early. I believe it must have been 5, 6, 7, around that age. Of lying in bed at night, especially on days where I experienced and saw injustice. I remember, as a kid, growing up. I remember there were wars around the world that I became aware of. There was even a short war in my home country of Slovenia back then. Breaking apart from the Federation of Yugoslavia. And I remember lying in bed and wondering, or actually having a feeling, there must be a power. There must be a just power that when things get too bad, when things become too unfair, when the suffering becomes too big. And I imagine this power having access to all the speakers in the world. And eventually, when shit got too bad, this power could access all the speakers and call a truce and say, well, stop it. We're going to stop all fighting. We're going to stop all wars. We are going to reinstate justice. We're going to bring fairness and justice. That's how I pictured it as a kid. I lie in bed and think there truly must be something like this. I thought it is a human thing. I thought there is a court that is above all courts, and then they will speak and bring justice. That's how I pictured it as a kid. And growing up, I realized there is such a thing, but it is in a different form. It isn't an entity that will take over the speakers of the world and speak to all of us through these loudspeakers. It's actually consciousness. It's actually awareness. It's actually this deep inner knowing. And when that awakens within a being, it cannot be shut off anymore. It cannot be turned off anymore. And this deep longing for freedom and peace and harmony and love and kindness for all beings on the planet. This is the consciousness that I'm talking about. And then when this is turned on inside of you, you are dedicating yourself to that. You can't have, you don't want anything else, anything less than that. And the reason why this is becoming so important now is because to so many people, this still appears to be a fairly random series of events that is happening and that has unfolded over the last year and a half when we see what's happening in the world, when nothing could be further from the truth. Let me tell you, I have been on a truth-seeking journey all my life. It started when I was very young. It started in my teen years when I would actively seek truth about things. I never accepted anything that when people told me, teachers, parents, grandparents, whoever told me, that's just the way it is. That was for me the magic abracadabra formula that I needed to go and look deeper, because I didn't accept that things just are the way they are because they are the way they are. It didn't make sense to me, especially when things were unjust, unfair, when things would discriminate one group of people, or when a program or when a societal program would be, would hate on a group of people. I just didn't accept this. And we're at this point now where all the trial and error phase, all the let's try this and let's retrieve and that's all gone. We are literally at the precipice. What that means is it's go time. It's decision time. It's absolutely go and human action time. It's now or never, and there's a specific reason for that. And I want to tell a quick story about a filmmaker, businessman, and also at one time a presidential candidate here in the United States. His name was Aaron Russo. Some of you might know him, some not. But Aaron Russo died in 2007 of cancer. And before he died, he passed away, he kind of did a tell-it-all story. He made a few very intriguing films showing the world what is happening and what is going on and what the program is. And also kind of did a tell-it-all interview in which he said that, during his time in his various enterprises in film and as a businessman and as a politician, he met a lot of people. And one of the friends he made at one point was a guy, let's call him Rick Knockefeller of the South Dakota Knockefellers. And Rick Knockefeller, became very good friends with Aaron, who's a very charismatic guy. You can look him up. A very charismatic guy. Looks like he was a very fun guy and smart, very smart. So Rick Knockefeller, in getting to know Aaron really well, they became friends. And being of the South Dakota Knockefellers, a very, very powerful family, Rick began telling Aaron more and more about what's happening behind the scenes and what was about to unfold. Mind you, this was before the year 2001. So Rick told Aaron Russo that there was going to be a catalytic event that was going to change not just American history and what was going to unfold in America, but world history. It was going to be a true catalysm for many changes to come. Then 9/11 came, which was that catalytic event that truly changed the whole world, changed how we do things, changed how we look at things, changed how security is viewed, of course, triggered wars, and all the things that came with it. But one of the things that Rick Knockefeller told Aaron Russo was that the plan, and that was to unfold earlier than it did, was to eventually have the population, back then, he called it microchip. Basically, everyone would have a chip, and that chip would determine how free you are in your movement and where you can go and what you can do. And there would be different kind of chips for different kind of classes of people. Of course, the Knockefellers would have a different one than, Joe Blow. But the principle was that there was going to be a total surveillance system worldwide. Now, this is just one story. It's one story of one guy that went on camera and told this story. It could mean nothing. But combined with all the documents that we had, combined with all the thousands of non-government organizations, reports that we read, there was a blueprint for what is unfolding on the planet now. This is not random. This is not something that was thought up in the last 12, 18 months. This has been in the works for many decades. Go back to the prophets of the 20th century. Go back to Nostradamus. Go see that this theme was there. But what is happening now is not random. And if you look at it as a random event that has random reactions in the hopes to improve the world situation, you're missing the forest for the trees. It's not about that. What it appears to be about, it's not what it's about. It's actually the opposite. And the reason why I'm saying this is because over the past 10, 15 years, since we have stepped into a more public realm of, if you will, truth-seeking, inspiration, uncovering, helping people to be their authentic selves, and also activism, in those years, we have had a certain buffer. We've had a certain time frame that allowed us to make choices, to reflect, to become passive at times and be introspective, and then make choices again. This is a time that does not give you or us or anyone else the time anymore. Because what happened over the past 15, 20 years is you would have control events in certain countries at certain times that would tighten the grip on the population, that would impose stricter laws, that would bring more control. But it would happen compartmentalized, isolated in parts of the world. Now, this idea has stepped into the limelight. It's happening everywhere, all across the planet at the same time. And this is why we don't have time. We don't have time anymore. We don't have time to contemplate. We don't have time to go and chill out and just wait it out. We can't fly under the radar anymore because there is no under the radar anymore. You cannot sit this out. You cannot hide this out. It doesn't matter where you are. This is the time. It's a decision-making time. But the solution is different than most people think. Most people think that a fight is always violent and that it can only be solved with fight and who is the stronger one. And one thing is true. In a fight, there's in a fight between two forces, only one of the two has choices. The weaker one never has choices. The weaker power in a fight has to kill. Because it has no other option. Whereas the stronger power in a fight has an option. It has more options. It can actually show mercy. We are humans. We, the true human spirit, the beautiful spiritual beings that we are the stronger power in this spiritual war, if you will. We've always been. We just forgot about it. So we have options. We do not have to resort to violence. We do not have to lower ourselves to the same standards. We can show mercy, we can show love, we can show compassion, we can show kindness. But we can only do this when we realize that we are the strongest power. That we are the ones who not just need to realize this, but also in many ways come together. Come together in a concerted, beautiful, inspired way and stop playing the game. This is what we have been saying for so many years. Stop playing the game. You didn't invent the game. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't benefit you. You are never going to be the winner of this game because the entities that invented the game have been studying it and perfecting it for thousands of years, and you're just realizing that it's happening while they have become masters at this game. So you cannot win at this game, but at the game of true human beingness, at the game of true human spirit, at the game of hard consciousness, you are not just a player, you are automatically the winner. You're the strongest being in the universe. This is how it was designed. So the only way that whatever entity can have any power over a human being is by making the human being, making this being that we are, believe that it's weak. It can only work through this perception that we're weak, that we are weak, and that we need to fear. And this is the greatest illusion. The reason why today still millions and hundreds of millions of people are going along with something that they know in their heart to be wrong, that they know in their heart to be a lie, that they know to be deception, is because they're scared, because they have been led into the illusion that there is something like fear, an end, an eternal darkness, suffering, hellfire, all of these things. And in order to avoid that, humans are willing now to go along with pretty much anything. Make no mistake, this is a situation unlike even in the scope, in the magnitude, unlike even 100 years ago, or a little under 100 years ago, when the great fascist powers of the 20th century came about. We're at this magnificent, huge, unbelievably huge event. It's happening all across the world. And the only way not to stop this, the only way through this, to come out at the other side and finally end this stupid game. It's just, we cannot continue to play this fakeness and this pretending that this is reality, that we're so limited, that we're here to, be born and grow up and be taught what we need to believe and be taught who we need to be and go out and get a job and fill out the forms and pay the taxes and then die. It's not even a fraction of who you really are. And the thing is, over the last 20, 30, 40 years, humans have slowly, all across the world, withdrawn their energy from many of these fields. I've said, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore, but I'm still going to do this. I'm not going to believe in this anymore, but I'm still going to go along with this. There's no time for that anymore. There's no more, we're going to go along with this just a little bit. If we're just going to give a little bit more, then this is going to get better. There's absolutely no time anymore. We are here. And those who make the choice to remember who they truly are, it's game over with the game. It's literally game over. It's over. It doesn't continue. For those who are still going along, it's really a very clear path where this is going. But the decision time is now. You cannot wait till your kids are older. You cannot wait till your kids are out of school. You cannot wait till you make that bonus. You cannot wait till retirement, even if it's only 2 years away, because you don't have 2 years. We don't have 2 years. We don't have 2 months. We don't have 2 months. The world, the population of countries today is being shut out from regular life because they refuse to go along with certain things, and they're being pushed into certain things, or they're being isolated. Now, we can stop this. We can stop this, not with violence, not with killings, not with anger, not with fear, but with true human power. And simply withdrawing our energy. Who in the world has power over you? You're a sovereign being. You were brought into this world like any other being with complete sovereignty. If you believe anything else, it's just that, a fucking belief. It's not true. You're as free as the bird on the tree, and you're as free as the hawk, and you're as free as the dolphin. You are completely free. You're freaking freedom. Freedom. That's who you are. You are a free sovereign being, and anything that you believe that is in opposition to that is just a belief. It is not a belief. It's not truth. It's not authentic. You've just been taught that it's that way, that anyone has authority over you. What a ludicrous thing to believe, that any other being that is equal in importance and value and rights to you can have authority over you. How's that even possible? How could that be possible? Unless you give consent. Unless you are in a beautiful and wonderful connection of people like tribes used to be, where you trust an elder. And even then, the elders always knew they were not rulers, they were leaders. It's a different thing. A true leader is not a ruler, it's a servant. A servant. I serve my tribe. I don't rule over my tribe. So you cannot be ruled unless you give consent. And if you withdraw consent, it's over. It's as simple as that. But the thing is, as long as we keep doing that in isolated events, people here, one person here, one person there, one in England, one in Australia, one in the US, one in France, one in South Africa, one in Tanzania, it doesn't matter. As long as we keep doing it as isolated individuals, we can't see the collective power that we have. And we have to do it in a collective way now. We have to show who the true leaders are. We have to show what true human spirit is. We have to show this, and it's now. It's you see that even Jagger, our dog, is in complete agreement. It is now. And this is not a pep talk. This is not a pep talk. This is not a kick in a butt and now go out and chill out. This is a literal make a choice. Make a choice. Think about your children. Think about your grandchildren. Think about the generations to come. What kind of place do we want to create for them? The solutions are all here. It used to be that we would seek and look and find people across the planet that had a solution for this, a solution for that. The solutions are all here. We can optimize them. We can better them. We can co-create more. But the solutions are already here. All the systems, all the ways have already been created. We just have to act now. Inspiring action, and most of all, non-action. Most of all, non-action. I'm going to ask you one simple thing. If tomorrow a law would be passed that you are required to pay 20% of your wages, so children could be more effectively taken away from all families that do not go along with the current draconian laws, would you do that? Would you give that? Would you say, yeah, sure, anyone who doesn't go along with this whole crap that's going on, yes, I'm going to give my money freely so they can take the children away from their families. Would you do that? You wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that. But this is what we're already doing. We just don't know it. It's what we're already doing. And I don't care what any mandate says. I don't care what any fake law says. Any law that violates a right is null and void. And over and over and over again, in hindsight, even the courts, even the courts that are in so many ways implicated in all of this, even the courts see this. Even the courts say a law that violates a right cannot stand. But it doesn't help you when that sentence comes 12 months after the fact. Because in this current system, you can impose anything. And then I have to go and actually go and file a lawsuit and make you as a politician see that you were wrong. But in the meanwhile, all the consequences were unfolding. So we cannot go that route. We don't have that time anymore. And if you remember some of the heroes that you heard about in the past, when I can't even fathom this anymore. I can't even understand this anymore. There's so much blatant and clear injustice, and people are still saying, well, I just want to travel again. I just want to go to the club again. I just want to. There is no more again like you used to know it, unless you're completely blind and don't see what's going on. This current system that we're in is at the end. And we have already stepped halfway into a new one, and that new one doesn't include any fun, doesn't include any joy, doesn't include any happiness. At the same time, we have a consciousness that's awakening across the planet. We have a beautiful, beautiful heart-led consciousness movement. But for some reason, millions have been convinced there's nothing to do. There's no action to take. You just sit it out. It's going to take care of itself. When in your own life, you don't ever, ever, ever treat anything with such an action. Not that you don't first prepare yourself vibrationally. That's completely clear, but that's what we've been doing. All the work that you've put in, all All the clearing work, all the meditations, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, why did you gather it? Why did you feel a need over the past years to intensify this work? Why did you show up more and more? Why did you learn more, read more books, watch more videos, attend more seminars? Why do you think you did that? Because a part of you knew this time was coming. A part of you knew there was going to be a time where you needed to be strong and overcome all your fears and your old belief systems and the stuff that you've been taught and finally step into your true power. The time is here. The time is now. It's not in a year. It's not in a week. It's not in a month. It's now. You either step into it or you're going to step out. Because there's a train that's rolling. And that train only runs on the power of our fear and our inaction. That's what this train is running on. That's the coal that this train fires on. That's it. Fear, inaction, passiveness, making ourselves small. Why do you keep making yourself small? Why? Why do you not step up and finally allow yourself to be the big creator that you were always meant to be? What in the world is keeping you small? What? What else? What do you think you can lose? What do you think you can lose? Step into your true power, overcome there is no death. There's no end. There's no eternal darkness. There's just a continuation in a different form. So what is there to fear? What is there to fear? If you have children or grandchildren, if your neighbors have children, if your family members have children, look into their eyes. We have a responsibility. We need to look into their eyes and soul to soul promise them that we're going to do everything that is in sync with true humanity, not violence, not that crap. We're going to do everything to unfold our power. And I want to remind you again that in a fight, only the weaker one doesn't have choices. The weaker one needs to go for the kill because that's all that it's left to do. As the stronger one, we have a choice. And over and over and over again, the true warriors of the past, not the killing machines, the true warriors, they were spiritual beings. They knew so much more about everything. And when they had the chance to go for that final, to grab their sword and go for the kill, they didn't do it. Because that was never what they were meant to do. They were meant to show mercy. They were meant to show kindness. They were meant to show a different way. All true warriors know that the stronger they become, the more likely it is that they will avoid the war altogether. That's what it was always about. True warriors don't want to fight. True warriors seek any other solution. They want to spread love. They want to spread kindness. They want everyone to understand we don't need to go this path. We weren't meant to go down this path. We need to come together. And we need to do it now. There's no more time. There's a little baby, 10 months old, next door. What that baby has witnessed in the first month of its life, his life, it's a boy, was relatively good probably compared to other places in the world. But it was fear. It was a constant keeping distance, not going here, not going there, masked faces. What are we doing? What are we showing our children? Stop playing small. It's now or never, quite literally, now or never. Let me go through the comments a little bit. What have I missed, honey?
Oh, a lot of comments.
I want to encourage you to, if you have questions, ask questions. Put them here in the live chat or leave a comment. I know I get so often I get these questions. Well, it's easier said than done, or well, easy for you to say, but I'm in this situation, and if I don't do this, I'm not going to get a paycheck, and if I'm not going to get a paycheck, I can't pay rent. Well, guess what? This has been our life too. We have made these choices before all of this happened. We have gone through all of this as well. So it's not that we don't understand this. It's not that we don't comprehend this. What we're saying is there is no more I'll do this later. And you have to know something too. As long as you're in a fear program, your fear gets you to the level of survival. That's all fear does. It'll allow you to survive for a while. It won't ever allow you to thrive and to live truly. And so as long as you're in a fear program where I can't do this, I have to keep my head down and I have to put my mask on and I have to comply with all of this. Otherwise, I'll be out of a paycheck. I'll be out of a job. I'll be out of blah, blah, blah. We're way past this, number one. Number two, if you step into your true power of who you truly are, things are working out for you. That's how this works. If you heal the fear, if you forgive yourself also and whoever else was involved, then you're stepping into your true power. And those who step into their true power, things are working out for them. It's natural. Strength attracts strength. So there's only this way. There's no other way. There is no other way. And everyone who tells you there is another way, and you don't need to pay attention to that. That's all just conspiracies, and that's all just some crap, some woo-hoo out there. Okay. Chances are that things are going to get worse. It's like the frog in the boiling water. If you throw a frog into a hot pot of water, what happens? The frog jumps out. If you put a frog into a cold pot of water and slowly keep heating it up, what's going to happen? The frog's going to eventually boil to death. It's an old story, but it's true. And we weren't thrown into the hot water. We're sitting in a pot that now, it used to be every year, every 5 years, they would turn up the temperature. Now it's every day. Temperatures turned up, turned up, turned up, turned up. And before we know it, we're boiling to death. And this is not about fear-mongering, because it's about authenticity. It's about stepping out into your true power. Because the thing is, if you just step into your true power, everything changes, and it changes fast. This has been our experience over and over again in our observation. We have seen people that lived in a fear-programmed life. Every aspect of their life was ruled by fear. I can't do this because, I can't do this because, I'm scared of this, and I can't do this because this might happen, and this I can't do. I never was able to do that, so I'm not going to be able to do it now. And we've seen people overcome that, step out of it, heal from it. And all of a sudden, every aspect of their lives that used to be ruled by fear was now free and unlimited. And it sounds like a miracle overnight. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's a fairly fast process when you actually allow for it to happen. A fairly fast process when you allow for it to happen, when you decide to do it. And we used to have these. I remember stepping out into 100 or 200 people 10 years ago, and there was a sense of urgency, but nothing like now. And people still had time, and they would still go, okay, I'm going to stay with this company for 2 more years. I'm going to save up. I'm going to do this, and we don't have this possibility anymore. We don't have that time anymore. It's a good thing, actually, because now it's finally time to create the big shifts, on the outside as well. Everything that has shifted within us, we need to allow it to express itself in the physical world. So the time is now, and I can only encourage you to follow that knowing in your heart. You know this to be true. You know this to be true. There's the thing, there's no doubt about it in your heart. You know this is true. You know this is authentic.
Someone asked, will just knowing the truth free people from this?
No. There's millions and millions of people who know the truth and choose to ignore it, choose to say, well, it doesn't affect me because as long as I do what they say, I'm fine. I can do whatever I want. The thing is, look at the scope of where we were 2 years ago, where we're now. Look at how many hundreds of millions or even billions of people, what hoops they need to jump through to just be able to move freely as human beings. What they need to do to move freely. We're treating this as if it was the most normal thing in the world, that I need to fulfill certain things and bring a piece of paper and prove that I've complied with some bogus crap so I can drive somewhere. Always the better judge of everything. But you've been ignoring it. That's what it means. It means that in a moment where you have two choices, you can either play small or step into your true power. You step into your true power and you don't fear consequences anymore. And here's the thing. We made this decision a long time ago. I don't fear death. I drew a line in the sand. I know what I'm ready and willing to do in this physical experience, and I know what I will never do, and I accept the ultimate consequence of leaving this body. It's fine. I'm fine with it. I don't fear death, hence I'm completely free. And that's the point. If you really want to move into this new way of being, which isn't a new way, which was the original way of being, if you really want to become a true human being again, you cannot live in fear anymore. And for that, you have to accept that you're way more powerful than you were taught that you are, that your biology is not nearly as limited as you think it is, and that you are not your biology. You're not this human body. Of course, if you think you're this human body, then death is the ultimate punishment. If you know you're not, then you understand that you move out of it. When it happens, it will eventually happen, and it's okay because the journey continues. And losing that fear gives you the power and the purpose and the strength to be free, truly free. That's why I was wearing this hoodie. By the way, this one that Christine designed, it's a freedom hoodie. And we had a bunch of orders for this. It's apparently a theme right now. People want freedom. So people have been ordering this, and it's good. It's good to walk around and see people that are wearing their inspiration, wearing their freedom, that are showing it, I can't find all the words, but I hope you feel it. I hope you feel it. Words will never convey exactly what this is all about. It's about finally knowing who you are and not allowing yourself to be one bit smaller than you really are. And not believing that there is an authority figure that knows better what is right for you. There is no one that knows better what's right for you. Believe it or not, no doctor in the world knows your body better than you do. No one. It's all an illusion. It's fiction. We've been taught, we've been programmed to believe this, but it's not true. You are the true master of your fate. And when you do this in co-creation with the Creator, you'll have all the strength, all the power, all the freedom that you'll ever need. Tribe, it's now. It's now. Everything we've been doing, we've been saying, was all coming to this point in time. I believe in you. We believe in all of you, wherever you are across this world. Make a choice for yourself, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your siblings, for your parents, for your friends, for your tribe, for your family, for your nation, for the animals, for the mother, for the great Father, for all of us. Be who you were always meant to be. My 5 cents, our 5 cents. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back again Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, right here. Meanwhile, our empowerment journey doesn't begin and end with the live streams. We love to connect with people in all ways. For some, it's a UC session. For some, it's a course. For others, it's the Yado retreat. We've had some wonderful people already sign up for the retreat from September 30th till October 3rd in Florida. Links in the top of the live chat section. If that inspires you, if you feel inspired to do that, we would love to have you. If you feel inspired to seek guidance and help from anyone else, please do it. Whoever you feel inspired to connect with. It doesn't have to be us. We don't do this to sell stuff. We're here because we authentically want to inspire people, encourage people. And if there's wonderful teachers in your vicinity, if there's wonderful people who can help and guide you and you feel connected, please reach out. This is the time. Don't wait for next year. This is the time. And last but not least, when you feel that you have something to say, something to share, something to do it. No more waiting. No more putting it off. No more procrastination. If you feel it, do it. Whatever it is. This whole thing needs to be completely revamped, needs to be completely revolutionized. So all of your inspired thoughts and actions are required. So do it. Whatever you feel to be right, do it. Tribe, thank you for being with us. We love you. Freedom. Check out so many beautiful designs that are in the Inspired Merch store. Check it out too. It's all in the link in the live chat pinned up there. And we'll see you Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, right here on the Inspired channel. We love you so much. And this is coming from the depths of our hearts. Thank you.